Hello, my name's J Skuse and I'm going to talk to you today about my book Pretty Bad Things. I don't know what it's called in Greek, but it's Pretty Bad Things in English, and there's the cover. And this is basically a YA novel about two teenage twins called Paisley and Beau who go on a trip to Las Vegas to find their father. So they're American twins who live in LA. They go to Vegas in order to find him, but it's not as easy as all that, and they need to kind of make their presence known in Las Vegas, and they do that by going on a kind of Bonnie and Clyde style crime spree. But they don't hold up banks and building societies like Bonnie and Clyde did in the 20s, 30s. They hold up bakeries and candy stores and cake shops to get on the CCTV and tell their father they love him and they miss him. So that's basically the story. And this girl, actually there, she's called Paisley, as I've said, and she has a bit of a mouth on her. She swears, she backbites, she's quite arrogant, and if you can get past all her swearing and all her mouthiness and the fact that she's rather a difficult girl to be around, you might actually like her, really, because she says a lot of the things that you only think about saying in difficult situations that you'll put in everyday life. That's why I like her. I like her because she says the things I'm too cowardly to say. And Beau is her twin brother, and you'll just fall in love with him because he's so sweet. So that's Pretty Bad Things. I'll talk to you a little bit about the influences for this book. The main one really is Hansel and Gretel, which is the Grimm's fairy tale about two little kids who were dumped in woodland by their parents who decide they can't afford to keep them anymore. Typical jovial Grimm fairy tale. But yeah, I mean, Paisley and Beau were the little kids who were dumped on their wicked witch of a grandmother when they were little, and they kind of just get lost in the woods of life. So I used Hansel and Gretel as my scaffolding for this book, but there's lots of other influences. Of course, Catcher in the Rye, Say No More. I think anyone who's ever put pen to paper has been influenced by Salinger at some point. The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Fantastic. There's this little known book by a writer from, I think, Newcastle, sadly no longer with us, but it's called The Madolescents, and the writer was Chrissy Glazebrook. Funniest book I've ever read. Never ever gets talked about, but I love it. I also like writers like Christopher Moore. Really funny book, You Suck. Junk by Melvin Burgess. When I set out to write Pretty Bad Things, I decided I wanted to be the female Melvin Burgess, because he's been dubbed the godfather of teen fiction. I wanted to be the godmother. Still a long way off. But yeah, it was kind of like me saying, this is going to be no holds barred. I'm going to swear, I'm going to have sex scenes in this book, maybe some drug abuse, and I'm going to have a gun. So if you don't like it, don't read it. I also love Kevin Brooks, who's a really underrated writer in my opinion. So those are my influences. I'm also influenced by music. Music plays a huge part in all my books. In order to get Paisley out of me and onto the page, I listen to a lot of Linkin Park, Slipknot. My favourite band is My Chemical Romance, and they are hugely influential in everything I do and everything I write. So yeah, Welcome to the Black Parade is basically Pretty Bad Things set to music in my mind. So yeah, those are my influences. Tarantino played a huge part in Pretty Bad Things because some of his movies feature two people on the run. Quite a few of his movies actually feature this kind of dual partnership with guns in a car on the run. So you've got it in things like True Romance, which I believe he did the original script for, Natural Born Killers, which I believe he had something to do with. I can't remember if he was script editor, but he definitely had a part in that. That's two people on the run. From Dusk Till Dawn, probably my fourth favourite movie ever, George Clooney. Fantastic movie. Can't say too much about that movie because I just go on and on. But yeah, again, you've got the two people on the run. The start of Pulp Fiction, you've got Tim Roth and Amanda Plummer talking about holding up a restaurant. That was kind of me looking at that thinking, yeah, two teenagers in the same kind of situation in a restaurant holding up. Yeah, I like that. Good, yeah, I use that. So basically I ripped off Tarantino and put it in a YA format. There's another film that there's two people on the run, can't remember. But yeah, Tarantino played a big part. So yeah, that's Pretty Bad Things, and I hope you can look beyond all of the stuff that the kind of uptight people don't like about it, which is the swearing, the gun crime, the sheer lack of respect for authority. I hope you can look past all of that and find something in it for you. I hope you laugh, I hope you cry, I hope you enjoy it. It's ultimately there to be enjoyed, and thank you very much for listening.